Hi everyone, we are the delegates of the Economics faculty and we have talked to the dean and our classmates in order to make a trip in spring break. Most of the people want to travel to places like Lourdes, Santiago. We are the people in charge of the project and we want to minimize cost, and we are making a survey to 500 students to see the places where they want to go. My teammates are Javier Guerrero, María Espejo, and me, Isabela Garcia.
So, as my classmate already told you, people are interested in traveling to Santiago, Lourdes, and Rome. Therefore, we make a little research on the university page, and we find that undergraduates are 8,636, graduates are 1,581, and the students who are making the PhD are 963. So, by doing a multiplication of matrices, we have found out that we can achieve to see which percentage of the population of the students can have some preferences over one city or another. So, in the result, we find out that 4,025 people want to go to Santiago, then 2,445 want to go to Lourdes, and 4,709 students want to go to Rome. So our solution will be going to Rome.
Well, now we want to know how many buses do we have to get in order to minimize the cost of the University of Navarra. So the company ALSA told us this. We have 10 buses in total with 40 passengers each, and 8 buses with 30 passengers each to choose. But because we are going to go in spring break, there are only 15 bus drivers available. And we also know that the cost of renting a minibus is of 5,000 euros, and the cost of renting a big bus is 6,000 euros. Our x1 and x2 have to be greater or equal to 0 because buses are not negative, and x1 has to be less or equal to 10 because we only have 10 buses, mini buses, and x2 has to be less or equal to 8 because we have only 8 buses of this type. And we also know that x1 plus x2 has to be less or equal to 15 because we just have 15 drivers. And as we are inviting 500 students, we have to know that 46 times x1 plus 36 times x2 has to be greater or equal to 500.
In order to briefly explain, we will only move along this plane, which is that x1 and x2 have to be positive. Also, we got the objective function to get the vector, and then we got these lines that are the 15 drivers only available for Holy Week. Then we trace the restriction of x1 and x2 that are 10 and 8 here. Then we drew perpendicular lines over the vector so to get the feasible region. And afterwards, we prove, in order to prove that this is the feasible region, we check in the restrictions the points of 9 and 4, and therefore we got the minimum point, which is 10 and 3.3, and this plus 1 will be our solution. Obviously, when we get to Rome, we will need some home, some food, some leisure activities, and transport along to move all along Rome. So we have established these variables, as I already mentioned, and we will use a linear equation system in order to find out how much we will spend in each day. So we got these two matrices that are 4x4 matrices, and then we use Excel in order to solve them quickly instead of using Gauss or another method. And at last we got that the answers are that the cost of the hotel will be 50, the Y, that is the cost of food, will be 20, the leisure will be 17, and the transport to Rome will be 12. It is important to mention this cost will be per day. So thank you for your attention.
And we hope to see you all in Rome.